It's now or never. Covino and Rich hanging out with our boy Sedano. Sedano, man, you're looking slim and trim, dude. You're looking good, man.
Hey, I'm just trying. I've got to, look, I'm eating a lot more like most people right now, but I think I got a few extra hours to get an extra run in, but self-isolating, social distancing. I'm making sure that when I run, if I see someone coming the other way, I'm running 6 feet the other way and then running past them.
Let me ask you, though, are you going stir crazy like Rich Davis is or no?
No, I've been able to get out of the house. We take the kids out a little bit. We'll walk around the block or whatever. And again, just kind of keep our distance from people. No crowding, that's for sure. But, most of the time in the house, it is a little odd to not be able to get in the car. But let's face it, we live in LA. We spend a lot of time in our cars, mostly in traffic. It is kind of nice to not have to deal with that. But hopefully this will be over soon enough because we're going to even start missing being in traffic here pretty soon.
Dude, I'm so bored, George, that I'm constantly updating my social media. I saw that you were talking about urban legends in sports.
I did. I got into that conversation because I've got a great. So we were talking about Steve Ballmer on the radio show, and Ballmer bought the Forum, right?
Yeah.
Because he wants to build the Clippers' new home in Inglewood by the Rams Stadium, and the problem was James Dolan, who was the Knicks owner, Madison Square Garden, owned the Forum. They bought the Forum, turned it into a concert venue. They were not happy with the fact that Ballmer was going to build an arena down the street because they were going to lose concert revenue. So they were all in litigation. So Ballmer's like, forget it. I'll just buy the building from you, okay? Name your price, basically. So he bought it for $400 million. So it made me remember a story I was told about Ballmer, which is just a baller story. And I want it to be true so bad. So the story goes like this, that during Kevin Durant's free agency in 2016, Steve Ballmer allegedly, now I heard this second or third hand, wanted to go to that 2016 meeting with basically a Brinks truck with the actual amount of cash that Kevin Durant's max contract was supposed to look like, because he wanted to show him what the money would look like, because he's one of the few people in sports or anywhere that can actually get that kind of cash and put it in front of someone, because he's arguably one of the top 3 or 4 richest men in the world. And I don't know if that story's true. It's just an urban legend. Brian Windhorst was on the show with me, and he said he's heard the same story. So I just hope it's true. I just want it to be true because it's such a great bleeping story.
So we were on your Twitter at Sedano, and you wrote, "What sports urban legend do you wish were true?" So that got us thinking. And, some of the fun ones I saw on your feedback were like Al Bundy and his 4 touchdowns at Polk High School.
Yeah.
I wish that were true. But being that it's baseball opening week, I'm sticking with baseball because I'd always hear these urban legends about Babe Ruth and Mickey Mantle hitting them out of the old Yankee Stadium. But I've never seen footage of this, man. I've heard the urban legends, never seen footage. They say Mickey Mantle came close during a game one time. Again, never saw the footage. And the calling of the shot, Babe Ruth's calling of the shot,
Right.
I see the image. Obviously, no footage of this. I really wish that were true. It's kind of hard to believe. But when I think of like movies and stuff like that, Rich, I think of The Wonder Boy and Roy Hobbs hitting the cover off the ball, but completely off the ball.
Well, what comes to mind for me, mine are all over the place. First of all, Wilt Chamberlain, did he really sleep with 20,000 women while he was in the NBA? Is that urban legend correct?
I hope so.
Yeah, right.
Come on, Wilt. What about the urban legend that Joe Montana sort of killed a little bit when he's like, the Rudy story is really not that accurate? Like, Joe Montana, why?
Oh, yeah, I believe that. Yeah, of course it's not. And by the way, as someone who didn't necessarily like Notre Dame, who actually hated Notre Dame growing up, I'm glad he said that.
What about George? Being the big NBA guy you are, what do you think about the frozen envelope during the draft when the Knicks got Ewing?
So it's funny, on one of the 30 for 30s that we did, the one called Basketball: A Love Story, they dedicated like a whole episode to that. And David Stern, in very David Stern-like fashion, was like, I know people knew I was a Knicks fan growing up, so it was the worst thing that could have happened, but they're basically claiming I did something that was illegal in 50 states. And you know what I thought? That's exactly what David Stern would say. But you know what? I want that one to be true, too. I don't care if it is or it isn't. It's actually good, as much as the Knicks drive me crazy, and particularly their fans drive me crazy. It is good for the sport when the Knicks are good. So, whether it was true or not, I'm glad it happened. But the best urban legend story to me, going to Covino with baseball, and Jeff Passan and I were talking about this on the radio, was the one where Wade Boggs allegedly drank 64 beers on a cross-country flight.
Yeah,
and Boston's like, you know what? I'm just going to believe it. The hell with it.
Was it 60? I thought it was like over 100 because the legend grows.
Allegedly 64.
What about this one? Guys, one last one. What about the rumor that the Kurt Schilling sock wasn't blood and he put ketchup there?
Well, as a Yankee fan, I hope that's true.
As a Yankees fan, I hope that's true. I want that to be true. But guys, what sports urban legend do you wish were true? Hit us up at Sedano and all of us at Now or Never ESPN.